Hello and happy Friday. Valerie Smith here, traditional Chinese medicine women's wellness mentor. I specialize in working with women moving through midlife to find their next adventure and let go of some of those labels and feelings and opinions about themselves that they discover are not true or no longer serve them. Today, I want to talk about why are those shiny objects so damn attractive? Now, part of the reason why I chose this title is because it seems like so much of our life right now is just a lot of stimulation, a lot of messages, a lot of how we should be. Now, this has always been true. I mean, since the dawn of Mad Men and advertising and marketing and perfect this and perfect that. However, I believe it's really become much more prevalent over the last, say, 6 to 10 years with the dawn of internet and streaming. We never have to shut down. We never have to shut down. And sometimes it's hard to. It's hard to let go of maybe the next big thing is around the corner. Maybe the next self-help book is going to help me to figure something out. And I'm just looking for, I have a Bruce Lee quote that is so apropos to kind of what my message is today and what, here it is, what my message is today is to take a breath. Women, I believe in particular, feel like we're always have a responsibility, even if we're not sure what it is. We're always responsible for something. We're running for something. We need to take care of something. And this is not to knock self-help books. Gabrielle Bernstein, all of these women are coming out with books and they are helpful. What I believe has been occurring though is with all the reading we may be doing, we're not looking within ourselves, right? We're looking to the external to help us understand ourselves. We're looking for a guide that we can follow. And we are all unique creatures, right? We are all unique creatures. And what happens is we try to follow this process. We try to follow, a book will say, stop and breathe. Okay, I'll stop and breathe, and now I got to go to the next thing, right? We don't typically translate the information into a way that serves us. And this Bruce Lee quote is really perfect. Bruce Lee, I believe, is a much understated modern philosopher. So this quote is, absorb what is useful, discard what is not, add what is uniquely your own, right? And this, I believe, is how we should be living our life. And that idea of why those shiny objects are so damn attractive, why the next big thing, why the next process, why all of these things that are external to myself are so shiny, is because somewhere deep inside there's a little seed of doubt, a seed that I'm not good enough, a seed that I'm not as good as her or him or them. A seed that what I'm passionate about doesn't matter. A seed that who am I? And I'm sure if you take a moment and take a breath, you can identify whatever your message is. And when we look to the external to find our answers without also interpreting that message in a way that absorbs what is useful to us, discards what doesn't resonate with us, that doesn't serve us, that doesn't add, and then add on what is uniquely our own. That is what can be very scary, because it taps into us having to go internal and find our own answers. And that these external, whether it's a self-help program or a book or a documentary, whatever we're doing at that moment is helpful, but it's one piece. There is no perfect diet. There is no perfect workout plan. There is no universal perfect way to do business, except in a way that is authentic to you. And that, I believe, is what we're starting to come back to, but we have lost. And that is how we cultivate a life that doesn't need the shiny objects, that isn't attracted to the shiny objects, but is very authentic and real without worrying about what anybody thinks. Because when we constantly live our life trying to attain success or love or intimacy or relationships that are based on a system that someone else put together for us, that does not acknowledge our uniqueness, then we're just copying someone else. In the Chinese medicine world, we have masters. And if we copy a master, it doesn't really make us great, because we are not coming from an authentic place, and people sense that. If we take what works for us and apply it to our own style, that works. And that's what comes through to people, is our authenticity. That's true in work. That's true in life. It's not typically how we're socialized. We're typically socialized to fit in. And those shiny objects we process as ways to move forward in a way that we can fit in. So what do? It's very simple. Take a breath. Really take a breath. Write down 5 things that make you you. Embrace that every single day. No matter how wacky you might think it is, or how unappreciated it might be, embrace that every single day. Is it the way you smile that makes people feel good about themselves? Is it the way you're very direct that some people may take as blunt, but you get the message across clearly and people understand that and respect that? Is it the way you move through life without needing to be in the popular group? You're you. And you set an example for others who feel like they don't fit in, that they actually do fit in their own way. What is it about you that you value? What is it about you that perhaps you have been taught is not of value? And write that down too. Write down what you've been taught is not of value. 5 things that you value about yourself, 5 things that you were taught or it was implied that was not valuable or not appropriate about who you were. Is it that you speak up? Is it that you um, hold people accountable? What are those things that you were perhaps taught or socialized to believe that were not acceptable? Are you independent? For women, that's a big thing. Are you independent? 5 things that you value about yourself, 5 things that you were taught or socialized to believe about yourself that you hid or felt were not valuable or not accepted. You may find that those overlap, right? You may find that those overlap. Our strength is our authenticity. It's not the shiny object. It's that gets us off course. It's our authenticity. And using systems, using self-help books, using documentaries, using whatever you use to support your self-help or in the self-help realm, but to absorb what is useful, discard what is not, and add what is uniquely your own. And when you absorb what is useful, it's useful to you. It doesn't matter if anybody thinks it's useful. Discard what is not. Discard what maybe you're told is important, but it's not important to you. And add your own twist. I'm going to end this video with another Bruce Lee quote. But I would encourage you, I would love to hear your 5 things that you value about yourself, 5 things that you were taught or socialized to believe were not valuable or unacceptable about yourself, and then how they might overlap. I would love to hear that. And if you're interested in connecting, just reach out. So I'm going to leave you with another Bruce Lee quote. Always express yourself. Express yourself, have faith in yourself. Do not go out and look for a successful personality and duplicate it. Do not look for a successful personality and duplicate it. Find what resonates with you. Absorb what is useful. Discard what is not. Add what is uniquely your own. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, a wonderful weekend, and I will see you back here next week.